postal naming, but I'd like to yield such time as consume to the representative from California, the sponsor of this legislation, Representative Capps.
The from California is recognized.
I thank my colleague from Vermont for yielding time. Mr. Speaker, I rise in strong support of H.R. 5562, which would designate the United States Postal Service facility in Lompoc, California, as the Federal Correctional Officer Scott J. Williams Memorial Post Office building. This is an important bill, not only for the community of Lompoc, which resides in my congressional district on the central coast of California, but for the memory of a public servant we lost way too soon. Naming the Lompoc Post Office in honor of Scott James Williams is a very fitting tribute. Scott was a veteran, a civil servant, and a beloved family man who dedicated his life to public service. As a youth, he attended Lompoc High School and Allen Hancock College, both in the 24th Congressional District of California. His tradition of service began in the Persian Gulf War with a distinction and valor, rising to the rank of corporal in the United States Marine Corps. During his military career, Scott was widely respected by his colleagues and credited with saving many lives during combat. In fact, his outstanding work as a decorated veteran has been recognized through multiple awards, including being honored as Marine of the Year in 1989. Upon returning home to Lompoc, Scott continued his services to our nation and began a career in law enforcement as a correctional officer. After 4 years of service at the United States Bureau of Prisons, Scott was tragically killed in the line of duty in 1997. We are still saddened by the loss of this local hero and this family man. He is sincerely missed by the people of Los Angeles, California, and the entire Lompoc, California community. After years of selfless service to our nation and to the local community, the naming of the Lompoc Post Office after Officer Scott Williams is a fitting tribute. This recognition would complement the Memorial Park and the State Highway in his name, and it would continue to honor a man whose selfless career was dedicated to keeping our nation, as well as his own community, safe. Scott is survived by his wife, Christy, and their 2 daughters, Caitlin and Kali. This bill also honors them because they sacrificed as well, and they showed great perseverance in the face of terrible tragedy. So I thank you for the privilege of speaking on his behalf, the family's behalf. Mr. Speaker, I'm honored to have authored this bill and to see it here on the floor today. I urge my colleagues to support this important legislation, and I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentlelady yields back. The gentleman from Vermont is recognized.